Hey guys, today I want to talk about stepping back into the 70s and 80s. You know, one of the first things you notice when you step into the Philippines is music like REO Speedwagon, Bon Jovi, and a lot of other ones, even Deep Purple, and a lot of other groups playing on the radio. Usually it's a love song. I remember coming over here back in the 80s and listening to all the music back then, and there was people who were really getting caught up in the music of the 70s and 80s. Back in the 80s, they were really digging that music. It was kind of cool listening to that music come over, American music and not some other type of music coming over their radios. They really love American music here. And even today, when you come here, guess what? Most of the music that you hear on the radios here is still from that time period. It's like stepping back in time. It's kind of like a time capsule of music. You know, whenever we get together and we have a get together, we're always playing music from my generation. I almost got killed by a nut there, and those nuts are heavy. But anyway, you know, you get hit on the head by one of those, you're gonna hurt. Anyways, you know, when we have a get together, we always listen to music from our generation. And the Filipinos, they all sing along. They know all the music. They know all the words. Even the younger generation, they know the words. The younger generation is a little bit different here. They're kind of listening to their own stuff too today. But you know what? They also are growing up learning our songs. And it's kind of great that the culture will take a little bit of that with them. And the generation back home, at least back in the States that I've noticed, a lot of the kids don't like that type of music. They're into the rap music. They're into like the new singers, things like that type of stuff. And there's a few out there that do like the old-fashioned rock or some of the rock stars and some of the rock music that's out there. But the majority of them don't. But here in this country, they love that soft rock. They love Peter Cetera. They love all that stuff. You know, they even like listening to groups like America, you know, Horse with No Name, things like that. They love all those old groups. Even Neil Young. I see them listen to Neil Young. And I'll ride by and I'll hear Shania Twain or, you know, music like that. And see, even once in a while, somebody like Toby Keith or some of these other country and western stars. I'm not that familiar with them. I'm not really that much into country and western, but you know, and they have songs like Maria Maria by Santana playing on the radio or other music. And it's kind of cool listening to that because as I move around the Philippines, I have this app called Shazam, and I have it on my phone. And I'll hear a song that I haven't heard in years in the Philippines, and I'll play that Shazam to Shazam it. Now I have Apple Music, okay? And I pay $10 a month for that. I can download all the music I want, and it's for $10 a month. And I'll Shazam it, and it gives me a thing that I can press, and I can put it onto my playlist. And it just downloads right to my playlist, and I can listen to that later, and it's on my playlist. And it's kind of cool having that ability to do that because I'm a music connoisseur. I love my music. I have my my music bar, my sound bar back home. It's a Samsung sound bar. Let me tell you something. That thing sounds really, really nice. It's very quality, the sound. It has the bass thing on the floor, and the sound quality is there. And I love having that in my bedroom and listening to both Led Zeppelin or Air Supply or Bon Jovi or whoever you like. You know, like Black Sabbath, Ozzy, Ronnie James Dio, Van Halen, whoever it may be, ACDC. I listen to all of them. I like all musicians. There's no one particular that I like. I like them all. You know, if I had to pick a favorite or something, I'm not so sure I could pick a favorite musician. I like all musicians. I you know, when I'm in the mood a certain way, I like a certain musician, and when I'm in a mood another way, if I'm, you know, having a bunch of people over, I like listening to other things. It might be ACDC, it might be Led Zeppelin, it might be the Rolling Stones or what have you. Who knows? It's all about the mood that you're in. And you know, when you're here in the Philippines, just kind of go with the flow. One thing I learned around here, I always listen I'm always riding along in the jeepney or whatever, or when I'm out walking sometimes, and I usually have my bone conductive headphones on, and I'm listening to music as I'm walking around, and it's kind of fun because I can listen to whatever I want. I can play from I have a chilling music playlist. I have a reminisce one. I have a hard rock. I have classic rock. I have soft rock, and I have one that just plays a little bit of everything. And I make up these different playlists, and when I make a playlist, I'm pretty picky about what I put on that playlist. And that way there, I'm listening to all the music I want to listen to, the music that I like. And you know what? I noticed that when I play those playlists at my house, a lot of the expats that come over, they love the stuff that I play because I pick out different stuff. And here's the great thing about having Apple Music is that, let's say there's a song out there. I don't have any really good examples. Maybe Stand By Me. It's one that a lot of people have played. And I'll go in there, instead of playing the regular one, I'll play a different one by a different musician that I found on Apple Music. And I'll put it on there, and it's something different. It's played by maybe a bunch of different people. And sometimes I can find stuff on there that might have Bryan Adams, Sting, and Rod Stewart all singing together or something, just as an example. You know, and maybe it's not a cut that you usually hear on the radio or something. And I'll put that on there, and I'll say, man, where'd you get that cut? Or I'll get the live version of Hotel California, and I'll play that. And that's the fun part, because we're so used to listening to this music that's made for the radio, and sometimes the live versions or the unplugged versions are much nicer. They have a different sound, a different quality. And the quality, when you play it on a nice sound system, it sounds really good. And having a nice sound bar or nice speakers or what have you, that's the way to go. Because you're in the Philippines now. You want to have fun? Having a good sound system is a good buy. Also, good earbuds, or have a good some bone conductive headphones so you can hear things around you too, and you can still have a conversation with people. It's almost like sitting in the car and listening to the radio, but you can still talk with people. And the good thing about it is, if somebody calls you, you just tap it, you can answer it, and you can talk to them because it's Bluetooth also. So it works with your phone, so you can answer it, and it has a microphone and all that. But anyway, guys, I did want to talk about this a little bit. I thought it could be kind of a decent subject to talk about. I know we talked about music before, and a lot of times I don't think we touch on stuff like this enough. And I think we're going to start touching on some other subjects similar to this, about things that people like to do in the Philippines. You know, because we've already covered all the stuff about coming over here. Now we got people staying here, and now we need to be able to enjoy ourselves. And these are some of the things that we as expats over here do to enjoy ourselves. Music's one of them. Karaoke's another. Dancing. Going out, having a good time with your friends. Going out to dinner. Just having meetings and stuff like that. Let's face it, music is a part of that. God bless, guys. Take care. Enjoy.